Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to today's maths lesson, continuing our learning on time. We're going to get started, as always, with our do now, looking at our arithmetic skills again. So pause the video and have a go at the questions and come back when you're ready to mark it. Okay, hopefully you've managed to have a go at those, and hopefully you have had a go at the challenge maybe as well. So let's look at the answers. So pause the video now and then you can mark it and come back when you're ready to continue with the rest of the lesson. Okay, hopefully those have gone well. Do make sure you're posting them to Seesaw as well on your paper so that the teachers can see how you're doing with your arithmetic at home. Okay, so we're going to move on to today's lesson, which we're going to be looking at reading, writing and converting digital time between 12 and 24-hour clock. So we were looking at 12-hour clock yesterday. Today we're going to be looking at the 24-hour clock. But first of all, we're just going to review yesterday's learning so that we're really clear before we move on to today. So you've got two analog clocks in front of you, showing two different times. You've got one that is past and one that's on the to side. So think really carefully about our steps yesterday, and I would like you to write down what the digital time would be. Remember to put your colon in the middle, and it would need to have AM or PM usually, but we haven't got that on today. So I just want you to write what the 12-hour digital time is. Off you go. Okay, hopefully you have managed to have a go at those. So I can see that this one is 5 minutes past 8. So the time that you should have written down is 8:05, not 8:05. It needs to have that 0 there to show that it is 5 minutes, okay, not 50, thinking of your place value. And the second one, well, I can see it, if I did it as analog, it would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22. So it would be 22 minutes to 9. But remember, when we're looking at digital, we need to think about the hours, the minutes, sorry, that have passed and the hour that has passed. So it's past 8, so it would be 8 again. And if I count from this side, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38. Okay, so it's 8:38. So well done if you've got both of those correct. Hopefully you're feeling confident, ready for today's lesson. So let's get going. So we're going to be looking at 24 hours in the clock today, 24-hour clock. That's because there are 24 hours in the day. So we can do it in two groups of 12 like we did yesterday, or we can do it in a 24-hour clock. Obviously if it's our 12-hour clock, we have to use that AM and PM to make it really clear. But the 24-hour clock shows how many hours have passed since midnight. So we don't need to put AM or PM because we can tell by the first number, the hour number, if it is AM or PM. Okay, so as you can see here on our number line, our timeline, it starts at midnight, which is 0000. And on the 12-hour clock, remember at noon, it then goes back to 1. But we'd have to use that AM or PM to help us. But if you look on the bottom of our timeline, which is our 12-hour clock, once it gets to 12, it then continues to 13, then 14 and 15 and so on, right until 23:00, which is 11 o'clock, and it goes back to 00 to start the next day. So it goes back to here. So you can see 1 o'clock is the same as 1300. So if it said 1300, I wouldn't need to write PM because I know that it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon because it's already gone past 12 o'clock midday. So it might seem a bit tricky for now, but we're going to use our steps to success today to help us. Okay, so there we go. Sorry, it's a bit slow. So we've got our steps to success on the side, and we're going to be converting our 12-hour clock into the 12-hour clock. So listen to steps really carefully and make sure you're following. We have got this down here to help us, which I'll zoom in on in a moment. So if morning, time stays the same. So the hour before the colon and the minutes after the colon, and remove the AM. So I need to look carefully at this one first. So I can see that it's AM, which means it is the morning. So I'm going to be using this part of the steps to success to help me. So it's in two sections today. because it's slightly different what we do if it's the morning or afternoon, okay, AM or PM. So if it's the morning, the time stays the same. So my hours and my minutes are not going to change. So it's going to be 7:15, but I don't need my AM, okay? Because if I look at my timeline of the day, I'm just going to zoom in so we can see it a bit more clearly. If it was 7:15 AM, it's AM here, so I'm looking for my 7, it would be between here. So it's still the same on my 24-hour clock, we can see. Okay, so it doesn't need to change. Let's look at another example. Okay, so I've got 3:15 PM this time in my 12-hour clock. So from that PM, I know it is in the afternoon. It's on this side. So I'm going to look at this part of my step to success. That one's not going to be useful to me. So if it's the afternoon, I need to add 12 to the hour and then write it before the colon. So I remember from yesterday, this is my hour. So it's 3 o'clock, 3:15. So I need to do 3 add 12. So I can do that in my head, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I know that needs to go here. So I'm just going to show you on my timeline at the bottom. So I'm at 12 o'clock midday. So I can find 1, 2, 3 PM here, 3 because it's 3:15. And if you look down, I can see that is the same as 1500. Okay, it's 1, 2 past midnight. Okay, because if I start from 3 here and add on 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it's going to give me the same answer. That is why we are adding 12 on each time. Okay, so I've done the first step. Now my minutes need to stay the same because the hour, I can tell whether it's AM or PM by looking at this. The minutes wouldn't change. That doesn't make a difference to the time. It's still going to be 1/4 past. So it's 15:15. Remember, I don't need to put PM on the end because that 15 tells me that it is PM. So 3:15 is the same as 15:15. Okay, let's look at a couple more examples together. So this time I have 9:50 PM. So again, that PM is telling me it is in the evening or the afternoon. So I know I need to be looking at this side of my steps to success. So remember, if it's the afternoon, which I've already identified, I need to add 12 to the hour. So my hour here is 9 o'clock. So I need to do 9 add 12. So I just want you to think into your head, what's 9 add 12? So hopefully you have worked out that it is 21. So it should be 21 on this side, okay? And I'm just going to show you one here to make it nice and clear. So I have my 9 o'clock. I'm going to find it here. So that would be AM. I'm going to add on 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 9 o'clock in PM is 2100. So I know I've got that correct. So you can use that today to support you. So I've done the first part, and my minutes, remember, are staying the same. So my minutes are 50. And I don't need my PM, so the time is 21:50. 21:50. Okay, let's look at one more example together using PM. So I've got PM again. So I know that I'm going to have to use these steps to success. It's going to have to change. So the first thing I need to do, if it's afternoon, remember I'm adding 12. So I want you to think, what is the hour in here? What is my calculation going to be? What am I going to be adding on 12 to? So hopefully you have remembered it is this one that goes first. So I need to do 5 add 12. So 5 add 12 in your head. 5 add 12 is 17. So let's just check counting on from my AM. So 5, I'm going to add on 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fantastic. So because I knew it was 5 p.m, I could go straight to here and just see that it is 1700, okay? But do try and use this to help you, just adding on 12, because you're not always going to have this timeline in front of you. So it's really great to remember that I'm just adding on 12 here if it's PM, okay? So I've done the first part, I know it's 17, and now I need to know that the minutes stay the same. So my minutes here are 17, and I remove the PM, so I'm not going to write PM on here, okay? Right, let's look at some examples without the digital clock there to help me. We're going to do 12-hour clock and 24-hour using words this time instead of digital. So I'm going to have to think really carefully back to what we did yesterday. So 7:15 in the morning. So in my 12-hour clock, 7:15 in the morning, I know it's going to be exactly the same. I don't need to change it because it's past. So 15, I know is 15 minutes past. And my hour goes first, so that is going to be 7. So 7:15 in the morning would be 7:15. I do need to remember that I need to put AM or PM. So in the morning tells me it's going to be AM. Okay, so now I can change it into my 24-hour clock. So again, I'm going to follow my steps. So if it's the morning, time stays the same. So I know it's the morning, so it's going to stay exactly the same. It's going to be 7:15, and I just need to remove the AM. So my time would be 7:15. Okay. So 20 to 3 in the afternoon. Now this is a bit trickier because I need to remember if it's in the afternoon, it's a little bit trickier to change to digital, but we did do it yesterday, so hopefully we can remember. But make sure you use your clock at home to help you as well. So I know 3 is the hour there. So remember, if it's 2, I need to subtract. So a time would actually be 2. And then I need to do 60 take away 20. 60 take away 20 is 40. So 2:40 is 20 to 3 in the afternoon. Now we should be really confident on that from yesterday's lesson, but do make sure you go back and practice if you're not sure, because that's going to be really tricky to convert otherwise. So remember, I need to put AM or PM. So this one is afternoon, so I know it's PM. Okay. So now I can begin to convert it into 24-hour clock. Now it's PM, so I know it's going to be one of my different numbers I'm going to have to add. So I need to add 12 to my number here, and it's 2. So 12 add 2. 12 add 2 is 14. Fantastic. So I've done that part. Now I need to remember the minutes stay the same. 14:40, and I don't put PM on the end. I remove the PM because it's telling me that it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just going to go to here to check. So I knew it was 2:40 PM. So my hour is 2, so I'm going to look for 2 o'clock. It's here, and I can see it is in line with 1400. So I've got this one correct. Okay, let's just do one more example before we go off and do that on our own. So 25 to 8 in the evening. So again, I know it's going to be PM because it's the evening, but let's just think carefully about what the time is going to be. So remember, I'm not writing 8 because it's 2, so I need to subtract 1. So it's going to be 7. And it's not 7:25 because it's 25 minutes to. So let's just have a quick look on that on the clock again, just to remind ourselves from yesterday. So 25 minutes to would be 35, because 60 take away 25 is 35. So it's 7:35 PM. Okay, now I can do my converting. So that's what we did yesterday. Today we're looking at our converting as well into 24-hour. So the first thing I need to do is think about what is the hour, which is 7, and I'm going to add 12. So I need to do 7 add 12. 7 add 12. So 7 add 12 is 19. So that is my new hour. And remember, my minutes don't change. That's going to be 35. I'm just going to check here. So I'm looking for 7 PM. If you want to use this to help you today. And I can see clearly that 7 p.m. is the same as 1900. Okay, so you do have this on your sheet today, so use it to help you if you're not sure, but do follow the steps and try the adding on as well. Okay, the steps are very clear, whether it's the morning or afternoon, so do make sure you are following on there to help you as well. Okay, so it's your turn now to go away and do this independently. So you have a sheet that looks like this in your home learning. So the first thing you're doing is matching the times together. Now, if you're able to print it off at home, then you can obviously use a ruler and draw the lines to match. If you can't, then just write out the times and then write the next one next to it as you go. Okay, you can just write them in order in your book at home. Task 2, you're going to be writing the 12-hour time and the 24-hour time, which is just what we were doing in here, okay, for each question. For the next part, you have some clocks, so you need to write the time in 24-hour clock, okay, in digital. So look really carefully whether it's night or afternoon, so AM or PM, and think what it would be in 24-hour clock, okay. So if it's the morning, it's going to be on this side, and if it's the afternoon or the evening, it's going to be one of the numbers on this side, okay. So do make sure you use the timeline on here to help you. Okay, if you're not able to print that off, you can obviously look at it on the Word document and zoom in to make sure that you can see it really clearly. And then once you have a go at all those tasks, there are some reasoning on the back there for you as well. Okay. So do make sure that you post all of your work to Seesaw so the teachers can see you and help you if you're a little bit stuck. I know time is quite tricky, but make sure you use all of the resources there to help you. Look at the number line and obviously ask an adult at home if you need a little bit of help as well. So good luck everybody, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.